Wilde, Франка Вільде,
Франк Петер Вільде.
Frank Wilde.
Фрэнк Уайлд.
Frank Wilde,
Франк Петер Вільде,
Это берлинский художник.
a stylist from Berlin.
І дизайнер костюмів.
пір-активіст і великий друг України.
Уже майже 140 яскравих фотографій.
Чоловік уже більше року фоткається у ліфті свого будинку в Берліні.
Та жовто-блакитний стиль.
I lived in Berlin for 2 years, studied laws, and then I found like it's too boring for me. And then I applied to go to St. Martin's in London, and at the same time I applied to a Vienna fashion school that was a very chic in a castle. And they took me immediately, said like, okay, you're so talented, you can jump into the second class already, so you save a year. And I thought, wonderful, let's do it. This place here, this is our storage place of our agency. And our agency is Nicole and me, my partner, you haven't met her. And she just returned from the movies. So my inspiration is cut off from the clients. Because nowadays in advertising, they're like, we want exactly this and this and this and this. When I started styling, actually it was a bit different. It was like a stylist, it's like, I'm an artist, and I still insist on it. And I keep saying that to clients when they say, but can we not have a trouser in this and this and this? And I say like, I am the stylist. I'm the artist here. I'm the visionaire. There's a few people who say like, is Frank even working as a stylist anymore? And I sometimes wonder myself if I'm doing it. Because I must say I put my career a bit in second place for political activism because, I don't know why, because I felt it's more important. And one of my favorite artists is a German rock star, Sarah Connor. And I remember when I was at the beginning of the first generation, and I was in Warsaw at that time shooting on a commercial, and I had a fitting for her concerts the next day. We were shooting overtime, so it was actually planned that I fly back. Then they found a solution and said like, okay, what we do, we have a driver who drives you after we're finished with shooting to Berlin with everything. And I said like, that's perfect, that's great. So this is what we did. And every time we were stopping somewhere to eat something or we fill gasoline or buy cigarettes or whatnot, there were all these buses standing there and with all refugees, and you could see the faces of the children, you know, in boots and shorts, and old women and whatnot. And it was so heartbreaking. It was so heartbreaking. I can't even now talk about it because I remember that I came home and I thought like I couldn't sleep, and I thought like we can't do that. She's performing now in huge concert halls, and so I called her at 7 o'clock in the morning. I sent her a WhatsApp message, and I had these T-shirts from Catherine Hamnet, political T-shirt, peace and no war, and I photographed them and said, Sarah, we cannot do this, just pretend like nothing happened and we have this war. We have to do something else, a totally different concept of it. And I photographed the T-shirts and say, this is the message we need at the moment. And she called me back, she says she totally understands it. It's a great idea. We do it, and we did it. And I thought, it does make a difference. And even as a stylist, when you work for somebody, you can be political. Of course, it doesn't work with everybody, and you need great people who do it. But thank God, I work with great people. How it started, actually, it was not like, oh, I have a great idea, I do elevator pics now. It was like, I moved in here, so I used the elevator because I'm living on the top floor, and I do what everybody does. I just look in the mirror when I'm going up or when I'm going out. I just go like, do I look good? And I always like that. And I always find it funny because it's like the last private thing you have. Then the door opens and then you're going to the corporate world. And fashion is like a weapon. It's like armor. And I was actually using that, first of all, like a diary, which it is, because I'm doing one picture per day. So it really is as a diary, and you can see the whole 10 years exactly through that format. And I kind of made fun of it because I was like doing it a bit more and like superposing in it. But I always used it also politically and mainly for gay rights or LGBTIQ rights, as you say, and so to sort of like equalities for everybody and blah blah blah, all these things, which I think are essential actually, and that's where it comes from. And then it just developed. It's not like with the Ukraine series that it came out of the blue and I was like woke up and thought, okay, now I support Ukraine. It was just like totally natural actually. I think people like it because they feel that it's authentic. Probably Ukraine will open a museum, because it should, somewhere. A museum about design in war times. Because I think, and I probably have the biggest collection of Ukrainian fashion and fashion accessoires by now. And I think it should be exhibited, because it's educational. I want the world to see. My message is really be kind to people, be caring about, and be always on the right side of history. I think it's very important. And don't let fear rule your life, because fear is a poison. And don't take the judgment of others when you know that you're right.